Okay. Hello, people. This is Big Bad Wolf here, and I just gonna say real quick that this is the second time I had to record this because my computer blue screen of death trying to record this, and this time it was in the beginning. It was later in the story, so I had to redo the whole story again. So, yeah, sorry if it sounds rushed, but basically I told you guys that I'd be doing a uh, a video about my past. You know, why I'm depressed, why I'm this overweight, things like that. So, yeah, and the reason I'm telling you this, ladies and gentlemen, is because it's a more of a therapeutic kind of thing. You know, it's helps me. You know, let it all out. Plus, I just want to be honest with you guys. You guys know me more. You know, get to know me a lot more. You know, I've gotten a lot better dealing with it, but I want you guys to understand that everybody has their different problems with depression. Mine may not sound as like bad as some other people. Like, depression might not be as bad as some other people have it. So, I've never wanted to I thought of it, but I never really want to kill myself. So you don't have to worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I've never wanted to do that, and I'm not going to. So everybody can be fine with that. But let's just start from the beginning. Okay, so the first thing I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to explain why I'm overweight. Now, basically, really, Java? First time was the damn truck outside. Well, yeah, last video there was a truck that drove by. Okay, so basically where we start is, basically I was born in San Diego, California. And when I was born, something happened between my dad and my mom, and they got divorced, and my dad went poor, and yeah, we were homeless. And when we were homeless, my dad didn't have a lot of money, so he basically spent most of the money on cheese, which is why I'm addicted to cheese a lot. If I don't, you guys probably don't know that because I don't really eat on video, but I really love pizza, everything that's dairy products. I eat a lot of that because I'm so addicted to it. And I hate that, but I am addicted to it because, I've been eating it when I was a kid. And, yeah, so that's what I ate for a long time. And another thing is I'm a picky eater. I never ate a lot of stuff when I was younger. I ate mostly dairy products. Like I said, I just ate cheese stuff. And, to this day I still don't like chicken and eggs. I've tried it multiple times and I just can't. I don't like it. And the reason I don't like it is I don't even really know. I just don't like the taste of it at all. And why is there a horn honking outside now? You probably don't hear that, but it's freaking annoying me. But anyway, so basically, yeah, I started getting overweight. It wasn't as bad as now, and I'll explain why it got worse later down the road. But yeah, so I started gaining weight because I was eating a lot of cheese. I didn't eat a variety of stuff. I was, you know, picky eater, things like that. And my dad tried to feed me other stuff. He was a good parent. He tried everything he could, but I just couldn't. I didn't like many stuff. I eat more stuff nowadays than I did back then, but back then I didn't eat it. You see, it was not eating too much. Like, people think, oh, you're overweight because you eat too much. Like, you're fat ass, you eat too much food. No, the thing was, I didn't eat too much. As a matter of fact, I eat too little. I ate, I didn't have a variety of things. I kept eating the same thing. And that's not good. You need your vegetables, all that stuff. Back then, I didn't eat that stuff. I just had cheese. I was too picky to eat any of that. And nowadays I do. I eat salads, I eat all that stuff, so. Wish I did back then because I wouldn't be this overweight. I was active back then, though. I was a lot more active because I did go outside a lot more and everything. And I'll explain as well why I don't go outside as much. This explains everything about me. But basically, I had a happy childhood, regardless. I wasn't super overweight. I had a happy childhood. Me and my grandfather didn't always get along because I'll explain why. Basically, because I was a kid, I acted stupid. I did stupid shit. I was making a lot of racket. I annoyed my grandfather a lot, and I regret it to this day. I wish I was a lot more mature back then and didn't act like a freaking moron. But what can you do? I can't really change what happened in the past. But yeah, so I started school a few years later. Um, I in grade school, started grade school, and everything was okay. Then eventually, I ended up going to special ed, and the reason I was in special ed was because I have a slow learning disability, and basically, this disability makes it where it's hard for me to learn. Like I can't think things straight. I get distracted easily, and I have to keep doing things over and over and over to learn things because otherwise I'll just never understand it. Like I have to keep learning it over and over and over and over and over and over and over until I figure it out. And even then I can still forget. Like most of the stuff that I remember in school that I did in school, I don't remember. And it sucks. Like a lot of the stuff I learned, it's gone. And a lot of it was due to depression. It kind of just like I went downhill, and you'll see I was actually progressing pretty well in school, but because of depression, it kind of fucked me up. Now, depression, the reason it got so bad was due to two things: relationships and bullies. I was bullied a lot in relationships. Nowadays, bullies can kiss my ass. I really don't freaking care. Like I'm not even like nowadays. I wish I had nowadays thought process because nowadays I don't give a shit. Someone bullies me and says shit, I don't really give a fuck. Like people, I've had like for instance, I'm a brony, and anti-bronies have gone after me. I could care less, really. I really don't care anymore about it. So bullies have gotten over with. But it's also why I was depressed for a while, a long time ago, and depression recently is due to relationship issues. But let's just start with my first relationship. Basically, let's just call her Jane. That's not her real name. Like I said, but before I say this, I'm going to be changing people's names because I don't think I mentioned it in the beginning of this video. But yeah, I'm going to be changing people's names, so you're not going to hear the real names because I want to keep it secret for their sake. I don't want these people to accidentally see their. I don't want their names all over the internet. Is what I'm saying. So I'm going to be changing these people's names. So let's just call my first girlfriend Jane. And basically, what happened was we were dating for a while. She lived close to me, so everything was good. I was happy relationship. And she found out I was in special ed, and she called me an idiot, dumb, retarded. Said she didn't want to be. Said that nobody would want to date me, including her. Left me. And back then, I didn't like. It was my first relationship, so I didn't know how to actually handle it. Like I was like, I was more in shock than depressed at first. I was like, what is that? Like I don't know. I couldn't like process it as well. I was like, shit. I was like 4th, 5th grade. Like I know people are probably like, that's too young for dating and stuff, but it just happened. We ended up dating. Whatever. But so I went to her house and tried to talk to her because I was like, what did I do wrong? I actually wondered what I did wrong. I couldn't understand. I was like, I know I'm in special ed, but I'm still a human being. Like, what did I do wrong? So I tried to talk to her, and her brothers, she had 2 brothers, I think they're like twins because they looked almost similar. And they were like high school age while I was like 5th grade. So, yeah. And they came out and actually beat the shit out of me. Like, I mean, they knocked me to the ground and were kicking me and stuff. I didn't tell anybody. They could have literally been in jail or sent, I could have called the police on them and told someone because it would have been child abuse and stuff. Well, not child abuse, but hurting a minor. Yeah, attacking a minor. But I was too scared to tell anybody, so I just kept it to myself for many years. And I don't know where they are, what their names are, so reporting it nowadays would be retarded. Happened a long time ago, so it's fine. But, yeah, afterwards, I walked home. I was upset about it. I was hurt by it, because, I got punched, I got hurt, I got hurt in the inside, and then I got hurt physically. So I was like, damn, like, that fucking hurt. And so, I got over it, and then shortly after she moved away, I don't know where the hell she is, and honestly, I could care less because what she did was not cool. Like, I hope she's more mature nowadays. Maybe she thinks differently, and if she has a future boyfriend, good. But that was really bad of what she did a long time ago. So she moved away, and so I got over it. I was still in school and everything, and really now there's a train going off. Jesus Christ. A lot of things interrupted me while I'm trying to do these videos. But, basically, so I made friends in school, like any other kid. But I didn't really have a lot of friends. And the reason I didn't have a lot of friends is because I had, I guess what you would call frenemies. Like, they would be friends one moment and enemies next. I'm not going to say their names again because I'm going to change names. But let's just say, I'm not going to say, I can't think of a name, but let's just say I had friends who one moment were friends to me, next hated me, didn't want me around. And the only friend that stood by me, which I'll say his name because you guys already know him, and that is Bill. Me and him are, if you've seen my old videos like The Drug Lord and you've seen vlogs of me being with Bill, he's literally my childhood friend that I've been friends with since grade school. And we've been friends for a long, long time. And he's the only one who stood by me who hasn't freaking left me behind like everybody else. And I used to have a lot of friends there, but like I said, they all pretty much left me. I only had like one great teacher. I'm not gonna say their names either, but just gonna say I had one good teacher. She was nice, and that was in 3rd grade. And that's where I met Bill, was in 3rd grade, actually, I think. Or was it 2nd grade? I don't remember. But I remember when we entered, I think, 4th, 5th grade, shortly. This is like shortly after the whole breakup thing happened. I went to art class. Now, when I was in art class, because I was still a learning disability, I was trying to make art. And I'm not good at art. My dad is good at art, but I'm not. I've tried to make art. Let's just say I tried to make a gingerbread house, and I failed completely. I tried and tried and tried, and I just fucked. I don't know if it was a gingerbread house or was it. Oh wait, there was a house made of those what you call them, those sticks that like those ice sticks, like those popsicle sticks. Yeah, we made a house out of those. I remember we glued it and tried to make a house out of it. It wasn't a gingerbread house. I remember now. We tried to make houses out of gluing them together. And mine fell apart, and my teacher, art teacher, called me retarded. Yeah, in front of the whole class, by the way, so everybody heard it. She called me retarded for the whole class, which is not cool. Back then it like hurt. I was like, what the hell? Like, I have a slow learning disability. I can't fucking help it. Like, that's not cool. Like, instead of people helping me, I just got called retarded, stupid. So I was like, really? And so, shortly after, I started to not want to go to school. I started staying home. And the reason I started staying home and pretending I was starting to pretend I was sick. I started lying, saying I was sick all the time because I didn't want to go to school. Why would you want to go if people treat you like crap? People call you stupid, retarded. Not only the kids but the teachers. They call you stupid, retarded. So I stopped wanting to go to school. And of course, my dad got mad at me because he wants me to go to school. Because he can get in trouble if I don't. Which I felt bad, but on the other hand, I didn't want to go there anymore. I don't want to go somewhere where you're not respected. That's one thing I've always wanted, just to gain respect and just be treated like a fucking human being. Like, how hard is that? And when I was going to school, I wasn't treated like a human being. I was treated like a freaking animal by so many people. Like, people treated me like I was some freaking alien from another damn planet half the time. And the only person who was nice to me was my third grade teacher, which I tried to visit. And my 4th and 5th grade teacher did not like that. My 4th and 5th grade teacher was the same teacher, so I'm not going to say her name as well, but she didn't like that. And every time I tried to go visit her, she actually kept me, detained, I guess, inside the classroom after classes because I tried to go talk to my teacher, which she had no problem with. My 3rd grade teacher had no problem with me visiting her, but they wouldn't allow me. And I've gotten in trouble for trying to talk to a teacher that likes talking to me. Me and that other teacher, we were like friends. It was good talking to her, someone who actually freaking cares about me in the damn school. God forbid that I want to talk to somebody. But my 4th and 5th grade teacher wouldn't like that. So that kept happening until my dad came over to the school, and I got to talk to her a lot because my dad would help me escort me to her classroom, so I got to talk to her, which thank God, because I got tired of being freaking held back inside the classroom, not being able to leave when I wanted to because I wanted to go talk to somebody. That was retarded. Now that is retarded. That is stupid. But, yeah, so that kept happening. And then my 4th, 5th grade teacher, she was awesome, but at the same time, she did things that I was like, really? That's not cool. Like one thing she did was, basically I was held back in school. I was held back 1 year because of my special ed. So technically, in 5th grade, I became in 6th grade, I wasn't in middle school. I was technically inside. I was a 6th grader in grade school because I got held back 1 year. And so when I got held back 1 year, we were supposed to go on this graduation trip to this awesome museum, and I didn't get to go. And not because nobody said I couldn't, but because my teacher wouldn't allow me. She's like, you don't get to go because you are technically 6th grade, not 5th grade. So I got to miss out on it. When the principal told me I should have been able to go there. And I didn't tell anybody until afterwards because, I don't know, I was too, like I said, I just kept everything to myself. I didn't tell my dad, never told anybody. Told him. And we told the principal, and he said I should have been able to go to that trip, and he wished that I told him sooner. And, sometimes I wish I did. But my dad took me, because my dad's awesome, he took me to the field trip anyway. He took me there by his car, and we drove there on our own. And I'm glad my dad did that, and I thank my dad for that. But, yeah, my teacher kept me away from doing something that I wanted to do and enjoyed. And then, of course, my friend, one of my friends, which is one of them that don't talk to me anymore, he was laughing and making fun of the fact that I couldn't go to the trip because he could. So, yeah, that was grade school. That didn't go well. We did have bullies back then. They weren't as bad as until later. But we did have bullies, and they were messing with my friend Bill a lot more than me. Although, they did throw rocks at me, things like that. And they messed with me because I hanged out with Bill. I was treated like crap for being Bill's friend. Me and Bill were actually a lot similar because he didn't have many friends and neither did I. Because everybody treated us like crap. So, we go into middle school. You know, me and Bill are there. He got to middle school before I did because he didn't get held back 1 year. Even though I did, unfortunately. But he made it into the middle school 1 year before me. And when I got there, it was fine for a while. You know, like I said, it was good. Except for one thing. Actually, before we go to middle school, I just remember one thing to say that the school did to me, too. One thing that I've always had a problem with, which pisses me off, because the school doesn't know what the hell it's talking about, is the school kept saying I wasn't keeping up my hygiene. Now, they kept saying even though I took it back then, and I still do, but back then, I took a shower every fucking night. And I did stuff more than I do nowadays. Okay, back then I had cologne, I had body spray, deodorant, all of that on, plus the shower every fucking night, and they still said I had bad hygiene. And it pissed me off because they would make me go to the nurse, and basically they had me put on this deodorant. Now you're probably like, that's not too bad. But let's just say this deodorant is Old Spice deodorant. Now, if you guys don't know, I'm allergic to Old Spice deodorant. I actually am. Like, if I even touch this stuff, it starts burning my skin like acid. And they forced it on me. They literally forced it on me. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. They kept forcing it on me every freaking day. And they did it for 3 times in a row because my dad got sick of it. Because I told him what they were doing, and they kept doing it. The first time they did it, I told them that I'm allergic to it, and they're like, I don't care, and forced it on me. Second, then I told my dad warned them. They did it again anyway. Then my dad had to bring my own fucking deodorant to the school just for them to stop. Because they forced it on me regardless of what my dad said. They kept literally forcing deodorant, which was burning me. I freaking hate them for it. Like, dude, that's fucked up. They literally forced me to have Old Spice deodorant, which burns my skin. So that was hell. You know, that fucking hurt. But yeah, now back to middle school. I still have to deal with the stupid hygiene crap, which I don't understand. You know, the only thing I can think of is my dad was a smoker, and maybe the cigarette smoke was like smelling with the clothes. But you know, the whole bad hygiene shit pissed me off because I know I took a shower every night. And they kept saying, no, you don't. I had to call my fucking dad, and my dad says he makes sure that I take a shower every night. And I did. I even took a shower every night. I even brushed my teeth. I did all that shit. When I was younger, I did that crap. And they kept saying I had bad hygiene. And they would not just say it to me privately. They would say it freaking where everybody's around me. And that didn't help because then people freaking making fun of me even more. And treating me like crap all the time. So, I was doing fine in middle school besides that crap, except one of the substitute teachers were mean, and I'll say she's a bully as well. I don't know what to call her, but basically she kept calling me names and stuff, like a bully does. You know, she kept calling me Sid the Sloth. And I kept calling Bill Fonzie the Bear. And the reason she called me Sid the Sloth is because I was slow. And that's because I started like getting depressed and everything because people were freaking fucking with me all the time. That I didn't have motivation to do anything. I still wanted to not come to school half the time because, you know, I don't remember all of it, but people did keep messing with me still, you know. And I got sick of it. And she was really mean, that teacher, dude. She threatened me with a taser one time. She threatened me with one of those tasers, those electric tasers you pushed against someone. She threatened me with it because I wasn't fast enough for her. Then one time it was winter and she told us to throw away garbage outside and she locked the door on us outside in the winter, in the cold. Then another time Bill fell and she was laughing at him for falling. And we did report her many times. But the teachers and the principal were like, oh, she's just joking around. Aha, ha, ha. Aha. So, can I joke around like that? Can I call freaking people names, start locking the doors on people, and threatening people with tasers and stuff in the school? Can I do that? Would it be joking? No, it wouldn't. It's not joking around. There's nothing funny about that. You don't threaten people. But yeah, so I was threatened all of them. I was threatened by her. All that shit happened. You know, I was getting freaking fed up with it. I told my dad. Everybody kept defending her. The only ones who freaking knew the truth about her were us. I wish we brought a recording. Like, I almost wanted to bring a recording. Because some people said that she was joking, and then others said she wouldn't say that. Bullshit! I freaking know what she said. I was there. And every time my dad was there, she'd give that fake Hillary Clinton smile. She'd do that. She does that stupid smile that, oh. But yeah, throughout middle school, I had a passion to do filmmaking, which I still do to this day. That's why I do YouTube. I have a passion to filmmake. So I actually did drama class, and it was fun. I did drama class, and I learned quite a bit through it, and that's the only thing I really miss. One thing I really miss is the drama class so much. It was fun. But, yeah, basically, so throughout the years, I was doing fine. I was still in special ed for a little bit, but I was doing really well in math, science, reading. I started getting really good at everything. Even PE. PE was too easy. But, so basically, now I'll talk about some girl that I almost got in a relationship with. I say almost because something happened that stopped me from being in a relationship with her, which is what got me to be really depressed for a long time. And it still kind of affects me to this day, but it's not as bad. But it really fucked me up for a while because of what they did. And I said they because you'll find out soon. But basically, this girl that I like, let's call her, let's see, what should I call her? Let's call her Mary. It's the only thing I can come up with at the moment. I'm not good at coming up with names, just saying. But yeah, let's just say Mary and I were good friends for, since grade school. And back then, I didn't actually have a crush on her or anything. It was weird. I didn't. Basically, for many years, we were friends. I remember in the lunchroom, we were eating together. And, I don't know, I thought she was crazy back then. I didn't really pay attention, Not until middle school. Basically, we went to cooking class. And I learned how to cook, but I kind of forgot how to cook all that stuff because of my slow learning disability. I kind of forgot. But I was in this cooking class, and I cooked for a while. And she was actually a helper in the class. Saw her again. And for some random reason, I had a crush on her. And because of what happened with my first girlfriend, I was too shy. I was basically insecure about myself, too shy, what's the word? Yeah, too shy. Basically everything bad about myself. Low self-esteem, everything. Didn't have, back then I didn't try. And I just kept hiding that feeling inside me for years. And we actually talked and everything. We even made a blanket together. I still have the blanket from her too. Me and her actually sewed a blanket together. Didn't tell her. Too shy to tell her. And so this kept happening. I kept hiding it inside me for a long time. The only one who knew was Bill, which I told him not to tell her, which he didn't. Although I still wish he found a way to like convince me to do it, but I just held it inside me. And so years passed, and I started getting really good at math, science, all that, and I actually got out of special ed when it came to those classes. I started having real classes, and I was happy. I was like, yes, I'm getting out of special ed slowly with all these classes, and I was so happy about it. So I started going science class, normal science, normal reading, normal math, and that's where I started running into bullies. Basically, there was two in particular. I don't know what to call them. Let's call one. Let's call one Chris. And let's call the other Matt. Those are actually real life friends that I had in school. Two names. Not gonna say who, but these are different people. Let's just say Chris and Matt are the two bullies, even though that's not their real names. I'm just gonna say that. But okay, so Chris, the first bully that I ran into in my science class, he kept bullying me about my weight all the time. All this stupid shit. Basically just kept saying stupid shit to me all the time. He always freaking acted like he was a freaking hotshot gangbanger. He was in, I guess, a clique in the school, as you would call it. He had freaking his so-called homie friends with him, and he acted like he was a freaking gangbanger and a hotshot in the school and everything. And he had a giant group that respected him. And so basically, I kept being bullied by him, kept trying to ignore it. Except it started getting worse a lot more as time went on. And then in my reading class, there was the other one, the Matt guy with Chris in there, and that kept fucking with me because they both would go back and forth in and out at me, just talking about me and making fun of me and shit over and over and over, and it kept fucking with me, and I got really sick of it. And I'd have to deal with it every day for years. And then I had another freaking bully. I don't know his name at all, actually, so I don't know what to call him at all. But basically, it was in my lunchroom, and I ate. Everything was normal. Then we had a thing called recess. I don't know if everybody has that, but basically, we're outside. Now, basically, I was just sitting on a bench, relaxing, because I was still depressed, because I was depressed that I was so shy to ask her out and everything. I was too shy that, I was also depressed because I was being bullied, so I kept to myself, kept away from everybody, and had an MP3 player and was listening to music, and I was sitting on the bench. Now, then another group of bullies came at me. I don't know their names, but they freaking threatened me. And I got so sick of it that I actually defended myself a little bit. But it didn't work out well. Basically, he's like, I'm gonna flip you over. And I was stupid and said, go ahead and try it. And he literally flipped the whole table over with me on it, and he laughed. I got up, I walked towards him, and he ran. And then I started having a counselor to talk to. She was basically like my therapy, which I was so happy to talk to, because I got to explain, I didn't tell her everything, but I got to explain, like, my bullying problem, which she took care of that kid's bullying problem. He stopped messing with me. It was basically the other two that she couldn't. I told her about, the Matt guy and the Chris guy, but they just kept messing with me nonstop. They wouldn't. Nothing I said made them leave me alone. Nothing she said. She even tried to talk to us. He wouldn't stop, and that kept going for years. And so I went to PE afterwards, and PE was like the greatest moment because I got to basically my PE was right after um, Mary's. That's her name they came up with. Right before her PE class ended, so I got to talk to her like right before my class started, my PE class. So that's where we got to talk privately. Didn't last long because she's busy and I had to do stuff. But it was only those certain moments, and I was like trying to build up confidence to tell her, which I was getting ready to. And this is where shit hit the fan, where it didn't go well. So basically, I after a little bit, I started gaining confidence, and I was getting really well at PE. That I got put into the same PE class as her, and I was like, "This is perfect. I can now see her. I can talk to her, try to tell her." And someone else saw me in there because it's normal PE. That pretty sure freaking those two bullies saw it. That I liked her, and the next day they confronted me and told me, "Do I like her?" And they found out that I did. I don't think I told them, but they found out somehow. And I don't know what they did, but they fucked it up. And I mean, they really fucked it up. Like, afterwards, she stopped talking to me. Uh, it just seemed like she was like trying to avoid me, ignore me, and we were good friends before then. And I knew he did something because he was smiling, laughing, and he kept messing with me with it. Because he kept saying stuff like, "Oh, no one would want to be with you. She wouldn't want someone like you," and kept saying that shit. And it really pissed me off. I was like, I was hurt by it, and I was also pissed off. Because he would say that to not to just me privately, but he'd say it to the whole fucking class, so people would see it. And I got really pissed. I remember I stood up in front of him and just looked at him with an angrily stare. I was like so pissed. And I didn't do anything, but I waited for him to go out in the hallway, and I kind of fought him first. And you're not supposed to do that, but I did that because I was so pissed. I got so tired of it. I basically pushed him against the locker, and he started punching me. And when he started punching me, I was like, I didn't feel pain. I was so pissed, but I was like so like in shock. Like I can't believe that I actually tried to fight him. Like I couldn't believe that I was pushed to that point. I was so in shock that I was like, what am I doing? Because I'm not usually into violence. Okay, I don't like hurting people, but I was like in shock. Like, whoa, I just tried to attack him, and I didn't do anything because I was like blanked out, and he started punching me over and over and over. It didn't hurt me, but then he started laughing, and then I snapped out of it. Then he walked off, and I got so pissed because I wish I did something. Then I punched the locker, and then I turned around and I realized that the girl that I like saw the whole thing happen. And she walked off, and I couldn't talk to her, and I was getting more and more pissed. You know, I told the teachers about it. I got in detention, but I got him suspended for a while. And I was actually happy about it. I was like, fuck yeah. I didn't care I was in detention. Because I was like, yes, a place where I'm by myself. Well, I wasn't really by myself, but it was like peace and quiet. Because that son of a bitch kept messing with me all the time that I just couldn't. I was so happy that I was by myself or away from him. So, it was not that bad for me. And so, after a while, I got through it. And I was so depressed every day. I was crying every night because I was bullied. And now I lost my chance to talk to her and tell her. I was about to tell her. I never got to because of that son of a bitch. Because she stopped talking to me. He fucking... Whatever, I don't know what he did, but... So I was depressed for so many years. Upset about it. So this is where I stopped going to school a lot more. I stopped going a lot more. I kept going like once in a while, but I kept like just not wanting to. I felt sick all the time, depressed. I was faking being sick, but I also started feeling sick because of how depressed I got. And I was doing well with everything else for a bit until my depression started really taking a toll on me, and I started getting bad grades. I started my learning disability started getting worse because I couldn't concentrate on anything because I was just thinking about being bullied and depressed that my grades and everything were failing. I started failing math. I started failing science. I started failing everything. Everything that I was getting really good at was being fucked. I just couldn't like do it anymore. It was weird. It's like my whole the whole thing of me being good at something was wiped out of my memory. I wasn't no longer good at it. And to this day I still can't be good at it like I used to. It just got fucked up. And I'm pissed about that. Because I could have, I could have done something, I could have been somewhere than being stuck here. That's what I'm saying. Like, I gave up, I dropped out because I let those assholes get to me. I wish that I didn't drop out. I wish that I kept fighting instead of letting those assholes let them get to me, and now this is where I am because those assholes did that to me. And yeah, so I graduated middle school. I got through it. And when I went to, and then I barely got through the middle school. Like, I was so like drained out that I was just like, and then I had a whole summer vacation, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough time for me to take a break and relax because I was still depressed and haunted by the shit that I dealt with in school. It wasn't enough time to relax. That when I got back to high school, I was out of special ed completely in high school. And I had all these classes that I had to go to back and forth. And I was failing like crazy. I couldn't figure out how to do anything. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I didn't get many bullies there at all, actually. But I was so fucking tormented from what happened before that I couldn't handle it. I started like not going to school there. I was already too damaged by what shit was happening. Like, it doesn't sound like much, but if I told you every single thing that happened, because there's a lot to tell you, because I dealt with that shit for like 4 or 5 years. So like, I don't know how many years it was. It could have been an exaggeration, but I dealt with it for a long time. Let's just say that. And over time, it kept affecting me to the point where I was just dead inside. I was depressed, crying every day, didn't want to go. I no longer cared about school. I just stopped wanting to go. And I got took to court, and they were threatening to take my freaking, my dad away from me. So I had to take my dad to jail. I got to court. And what's so stupid was they were supposed to help me before then, and they didn't. It's like the school didn't even give a shit. They just wanted me to be freaking without a father. As if I wasn't dealing with enough. I had to worry about court and everything. The police. Those assholes ruined a lot of things. So, I got transported to a different school. Transmitted to a different school to another school that for special ed. Because I got put back in special ed because I was failing at everything. And they were saying, how would you like being with all your friends? Because this is the one where Bill was. This is the one where all my friends were. So I was like, yeah, it doesn't sound too bad because all my friends were there. And I was wrong. Because when I went there, everybody still treated me like shit. No one missed me. Because the only one who was like happy to see me was Bill. Everybody else was a dick. When I was there, when I was in school, I had so-called friends. They were like saying to me, because I would be like nice. I'd be like, so how are you doing? And he's like, and I remember one of them said, said, I was good until you showed up. And every single day I would show up, they'd be like, oh. And basically I would feel unappreciated, feel like no one wants me around. And I started having a counselor there that I got to talk to. But guess what? Unlike the other school that actually helped me, this one didn't give a shit at all. I went into the school and was like, can I, talk to you? And she's like, and all she said was, go back to class. Even though she was supposedly supposed to be there for me. She wasn't there for me. Those counselors were not there for me. They just said, go back to class. Didn't give a shit. And that's what I had to deal with. Like I said, I started getting really depressed. Because everybody started treating me like crap. Then there was another freaking person in there that I don't like. I don't know what to call him, but let's just say that he kept threatening me all the time. He's like, oh, I could beat you up, right? And I snapped, and I remember I screamed it in the lunchroom because he was staying in the lunchroom. I said, do it then. Fucking do it. Punch me then. Try it. I got so sick of people threatening me. I hate it when people threaten you, like, oh, I can hurt you. Oh, I can punch you. I can break your jaw. I'm just like, do it then. Because if you don't knock me to the ground or knock me out or kill me, and I'm going to beat the crap out of you. Because at the time, I wanted to beat the crap out of these people. Because I got so sick of being pushed around. It was so many years. Like, I was nearly broken, okay? I had nothing else to lose. I fucking failed at everything. I lost someone that I wanted to, that I thought I could go on a date with. I was just being pushed around by so many people that I got sick of it. I wanted to hurt them badly. And I was scared because I didn't want to hurt anybody. I didn't want to accidentally kill someone or anything. So I stopped. So shortly after, I stopped going to school. I just completely stopped. And then I dropped out. I dropped out because I was pushed around too many times. No one cared about me. And people still don't to this day. Because I hear that Bill tells me when he was in school still that people were making fun of me still. Like even the principal. Like the principal was like, don't be like Damon, guys. You don't want to drop out like he did. And people were like laughing, making fun of me still. Even when I was not there. No one missed me or even gave a shit that I was gone. No one, I'm pretty sure a lot of those people don't even know if I'm alive. I could have been dead for all they knew. And they're just making fun of me. Like, no one gave a crap. And that's why for so many years I was depressed. And so I started playing games on the internet. I played Left 4 Dead, and I met friends online. And when I met friends online, they all became my friends. And they could be the best friends I've ever fucking had. Because the friends online, like my friend Star, Avery, who's been my friend, Jedlo, those guys stood by me, unlike the people in real life that I thought were my friends. Jedlo, Star, and all those guys, they actually stood by me. Reaver stood by me. All these people stood by me. Unlike the other freaking people. They didn't still stand by me. And the reason I loved My Little Pony so much and I became a brony is because it's something I wish I had. It's called Friendship is Magic. I always thought that because I watched it a little bit right before I had all of my online friends. And I was like, I wish I had something like that. I love this show because it was like a freaking escape from my fucking nightmare torment that I was dealing with in school. And I was like, I wish I had friends like that. People who actually gave a crap about me. And the show actually made me feel happy because it's like something that's fucking nice. It's a break from all the shit that you deal with in real life. And when I went to school, I kept hearing about anti-bronies talking about freaking bronies and shit, so I kept it all to myself. I never told anyone I was a brony. But, of course, I dealt with anti-bronies on the internet, and if you watch me chill, you know who you are. And for a while it hurt me, but nowadays I don't really give a crap because, honestly, I'm over it. I'm an adult now. I got better things to freaking do. Like, I'm trying to learn how to drive now. I'm trying to get myself a job and everything. I'm not going to give a shit. I'm not going to let these people fuck with me like they did when I was younger. You know, I let it get to me, and it was stupid. So, years pass, and I started, a lot of things started, like, I moved down to my basement for a while because this room got trashed up because of my depression. I stopped caring about cleaning anything up. And this room is still not the best because of my depression. It's a lot better than it was a long time ago. But then I started moving downstairs, got depressed more because I didn't see the sun. Um, and I just affected me even more. And then I moved back up here, and now I want to make a whole new start because it's sunny up here. It's nice, and the only reason I've been depressed is because there's a person that I bought. I'm not going to say her name as well. But there was a person I almost got in a relationship again, and recently, and she already has somebody, and his relationship with someone. And I think she likes me, and I like her, but she's unfortunately with somebody. And it fucking sucks, because not many people actually like me. Like me. And when they do, they're usually with someone, which really fucking sucks. Or if I like them, they usually don't like me back. And that happens so many times, and it starts to hurt me because I start to feel... The reason I've been depressed a lot more lately is because I start to feel lonely. Like, I just wish that I had someone close to me in real life, like someone I can, like, a relationship that I don't know, like, when I'm depressed, I wish I had someone that's, like, next to me that I can talk to, and someone who actually cares about me, like, loves me, more than friends. I just wish I had that feeling, because I need it sometimes. I've gotten over it sometimes. I'm not depressed all the time. Like, right now I'm okay, but it still haunts me to this day sometimes. I start having dreams of, like, things that haunt me in my school, and it starts affecting me. Like, I start having nightmares of the people bullying me. I start having nightmares of the relationships that fuck with me, and it never escapes me. I'm constantly scarred by it. I'm still scarred by it to this day. That stuff still haunts me to this day. And it probably will for a long time. Who knows, maybe fucking life. But yeah, that's why I've been depressed. That's pretty much why. Everything that I dealt with. That's not even the whole thing. That's just the short summary. There's some side things that happen throughout my life that I could say, but there's too much. And with my grandfather, the reason I say I regret that shit is because he died from a heart attack in 2010. And I never got to be mature enough to actually, like, me and him get along. Like, he wanted to take me fishing, hunting, and all that stuff when he was older. When I was older, and more mature, and never got to do that. And we spent so many years yelling at each other and fighting because I was so immature a kid that I wish I freaking could see him again and actually do that stuff. And I can't now. And it sucks. So yeah. I don't know if there's anything else to really say, but the only thing I can say is that another thing that's been depressing is not being able to do much. Because we live in a world where we live in the world nowadays where you can't do it. No, you don't have a lot of money. And my dad, works. I'm not gonna say where he works, just in case, but he doesn't make a lot of money. And because of what happened with the school, I'm not all set up. I gotta get a GED now. I gotta get all this stuff to get a job because I dropped out. And sometimes I wish I could go on a vacation. I just wish I can escape somewhere. I just wish I could, the greatest moment of my life was when I went to Universal Studios when I was a kid. I went to Universal Studios when I was in 5th grade. It was the best moment of my fucking life. I got to go to Florida. It was so amazing. I I wish that I could experience that more often. You know, the other greatest moments is when I got to meet, like, my friends in real life. You know, I got to meet Jello. You know, I'm hoping to meet Star soon. You know, I met another friend of mine, Heidi, from that you saw in the other BronyCon. And BronyCons are amazing to go to, too. Like, I know a lot of people are not into that, which if you're not, I don't really care. Like, you don't even have to be a Brony to watch my channel, man. Like, it's not a bad thing. I'm not going to force anyone to like it or anything. Like, I'm not one of those people. I just like it because it makes me feel better when I deal with a lot of this shit. You know, I still watch other stuff. Like, I watch Walking Dead. Hell, I watch violent shit all the time. I've watched Saw, for fuck's sakes. So, I just watch certain things to make me feel better when I need it. So, yeah. This is a long video, but that's pretty much the whole summary of what's been happening through my whole life and why I've been depressed. And another thing I've been depressed by is how I let myself get to this point where I'm so overweight and can't do much. I'm trying to work out, but I just can't break the I just can't break the cycle. Like, I'm trying to lose weight so much. I stopped drinking soda, drinking water. I don't know, it just feels like it's not enough. Like, I just want to push further and lose all my fucking weight, and I just can't seem to break it. I still can't seem to lose all my weight, which sucks. And I really, really want to. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to tell you guys. If I think of anything else to talk about, I'll maybe make an update about it. But yeah, that's pretty much my story about my past and everything. You know, about me, how it led to me here to this day. And I just want to thank everybody who has been around me. You know, I want to thank Jello. I want to thank my family. I want to thank Star. I want to thank Bill and his cousin Brandon. I want to thank everybody who's actually cared about me, stood by my side. I want to thank every one of you. Because I don't know what I would have done without all of you. Like, if I just had people who never cared about me, I don't know what would happen with me. I don't know if I would have broke down to the point where I would have hurt myself or what. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't ever want to. But I mean, that's a different, like, brain processing. If that actually happened, who knows what I could have thought. You know, I'm just so happy that I actually have people who actually cared. And I want you guys to know, if there's anybody out there who has nobody and you're alone and you have no friends at all, contact me and we can be friends, because I don't want you to feel like I did. If you're going through the same shit in school, I'm here because I don't want anybody to feel the shit that I did. I gave up. And whatever you do not give up school. Push through it. It's worth it. I wish I stayed. You know, I wish I just blew through it and just said fuck off to those people, because you shouldn't let those people get to you. I let them get to me and I quit, basically. And that's why I refuse to quit so many things nowadays, is because I don't want to make that same mistake. I refuse to quit. I want to succeed. And to this day, I still want to do movie making, and I will push myself until I get that. So, guys, one day you may see me make a full film in theaters one day, and I really hope I can do that. I want to push it super hard, do it. You know, I'm looking for people to help me with my films and things like that. Who wants to help me make films? And, you know, I'm probably going to do a video about that eventually, like asking people around the area if you guys want to join in helping filming stuff. You know, people who have passion with filmmaking like I do. But, yeah. I know this is like an hour long, so I should probably stop this video. But, thank you guys for watching this whole video. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. And if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like. And subscribe to join the Almighty Wolf Army. And also join the Almighty Wolf Army Discord chat so you can talk to me and everybody else. And yeah, I just want to say thank you guys. And I'll see you guys next time with probably more God of War. And yeah, goodbye, everyone.